How was your experience altogether in India?
Yeah, it was magical. India is my favorite place in the world. I would love to
Oh,
go back. And your English is incredible, like perfect, honestly.
thank you. Thanks a lot for your comments.
Hello,
Hey there.
how are you?
I'm well. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What's your name?
My name is Viru.
Okay, very nice to meet you, Viru. Where are you from?
I'm from India. Where are
Okay,
you from?
I'm from Chicago, but I live in Spain. What part of India do you live in?
Oh, I live in the western part of India.
Okay, very nice. Where specifically?
Pune. Pune is the city.
Okay,
In
Puri. I was
Maharashtra.
never in Puri, but I lived in well, near Haridwar for
Oh,
a
nice.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I mean, what for did you come here?
So I'm a yoga teacher. So I went to Rishikesh to study yoga, and then I ended up living there. Like lockdown happened, and I had to stay in India. So I was very happy to be stuck in India. Yeah.
That's the loveliest comment I can think about, in lockdown and the corona thing, I really appreciate that you made this statement. I loved getting stuck in India.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know what
Great.
happened? I was in India and then I came back to the US to work for a
Mhm.
couple months, and I flew back to India 6 days before they closed the borders. 6 days before like everything got shut down for COVID.
Oh,
So I just made
okay.
it, and I was so happy because I didn't want to be in the US anymore. And yeah, India is such a great place, and yeah, I love it. And then we were swimming in Mama Ganga all the time, like every day going to the Ganges to swim, and it was very very special. And we would like hike in the mountains to Badrinath, Tugnath. You've been to Badrinath?
No, I have not been there.
Okay, but you know Badrinath, of course.
Yeah, I know, I know. Rishikesh, Badrinath, yeah, I know all of them.
Mhm.
Great, great. I mean, how was your experience altogether in India?
Yeah, it was magical. India is my favorite place in the world. I would love to go back to the north to
Hmm.
Dharamshala. That would be where I would love to go back to because I never went there, but I wanted to go. So, yeah. And have you ever been to the north of India?
Yes, I have been to north of India, but not exactly the places that you mentioned about,
Okay.
Dharamshala or Rishikesh. I'm planning. My wife insists me sometimes. Yeah, so definitely I'll go sometime for sure.
Yeah. And so, where have you been then in the north?
So I have been to Jammu and Kashmir and Punjab area and Delhi, Mathura, Agra. Those places I've been to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. And how was Kashmir?
It was good. I mean, not exactly the Kashmir I visited, but I visited Jammu.
Okay.
There is
Near.
one, yeah, near to it.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
it was beautiful place, a lovely place to be at. And there's a pilgrimage, so I visited there actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Hmm.
Super cool. So, how do you like life in India?
I mean, it's completely great because I think we have diversity and we still respect the different cultures, different ethnicity, different ideologies, and we live together. That's the beauty of India that I admire a lot.
Hmm.
We have witnessed it too. Did you?
Yeah, yeah. It's super beautiful that you say that because normally, like when I have Indians and I ask what they like about India, they say like the food, they love India, like they say different things that are great about India. But I love that you mentioned the culture and like the acceptance of the people because I feel that is something that makes India such a rich place to visit because the people are so warm and accepting and loving. That's what I really experienced with people. I very rarely, occasionally, I did meet a couple of people who were like less than kind, I would say. But that's everywhere. Everywhere that you go, there are people like that. But so the majority of people were super, yeah, welcoming and open. And yeah, actually, the last month that are, yeah, the last second to last month that I was there, um, I was with my partner and we were in the mountains. We had like, since after living in India, we had no more money. We had like run out of all of our money. So we were just walking with our backpacks through the little villages, and we would never like invite ourselves into someone's home, or we would never ask for a place to stay. But every night we were offered like a place to sleep and food to eat, and like we were treated like family by everybody. So yeah, and I don't think that anywhere else in the world that happens. So
No, I mean, you probably have seen the most beautiful aspect of India, and I really am so happy that somebody from America or living in Spain is praising India for that, reason. And that's completely right. When we talk about the Hollywood movies and we envision, America as in, we really think the big buildings, big, huge, full of heroes and fighting each other, So it is not actually. When I went to America, I had cultural shock as well. I really could see I visited many places in Denver, in Georgia. Even went to Chicago. So I found we we picturize the countries in different ways. Just the media has shown us, and not exactly the deep, within, which you have probably seen the villages accommodating you, right?
yeah.
um, it's a beautiful place to be at, and in fact, the same way goes for in America as well. I have seen the different aspects of it. I've seen how the people live a great life, as well the homeless people who are there.
Yeah.
So every country has one or the other issues. It's just that how we portray the country in front of others, right?
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of like a lot. So instead of going to university, I traveled around. Like I left university after 6 months, and I was just traveling as a yoga teacher. And when I experienced the cultures, like all the people in different countries, a lot of people idealize U.S. culture. Like they really want to go to America. They want like this American dream, and and I would be in their country, and they would be telling me how much they want to go to America, and I'm like, this is such an incredible place, you know. And I think it's just a lot of people, you don't realize what you have until you don't have it anymore. Um,
True, true. I
yeah,
agree. I absolutely agree with you. And in fact, in India, there is a saying called "Ghar ki murgi dal barabar." So we don't really value the things that we already have, and we sometimes underestimate ourselves. And
mm,
I think every country has one or the other issues. It's just the human beings who should feel pride about their country, about their origin. So
mm.
I'm so glad that you have been here. And how about the experience in yoga, being yoga teacher? How was the experience there? Did you get the response, weird responses, great response, the people across the world?
Yeah, well, so I actually didn't teach in India, like just very little with friends. I went there to learn, you know, because I had learned in Chicago. Like I did my first teacher training in Chicago, and I was like, I have to go to India, like where yoga originated, and that's why I was in Rishikesh. But I was teaching in Australia, and like everywhere I would teach, it was like the people, a lot of different people would come, so it would be like a big diversity of people. And I had actually only started teaching 6 months before I started traveling. So right before I went to university, I got my yoga certification, and then I had only been teaching for 6 months, and suddenly I was like working 5 days a week at a yoga retreat, like lots of teaching yoga. And I got a really positive response, and that really encouraged me to keep going and to keep sharing the yoga that I was like, all that I teach is what I practice myself. So,
Great, great,
yeah,
great. Yoga itself was originated in India, and until it became, I mean, before it was named as yoga.
yeah,
Yoga means to
mhm,
unite your mind and your body, your with uh, the omnipotent. So the uniting the things is called yoga in Sanskrit, which
mhm,
then became yoga when it came to in English dictionary maybe.
yeah,
So when it became yoga, people respected it more. When
Mm,
it was yog in Sanskrit, people probably related it with something the gods do, and or rather say something spiritual we shouldn't be including in our lives.
yeah.
So that's a weird thing that people should realize.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And I think that like well yoga is just kind of a nicer sound than yoga. Like yoga is like just one like hard syllable.
True.
It's yoga, you know? And then
Yes.
also that yoga asana is what people practice, but they call like all of yoga is just yoga, you know, but really like what we practice in a class of yoga, for example, is just asana. It's not really like all of yoga. So it's I think like there's lots of different little details, about yoga, but I think it's just great whenever anyone practices whatever that looks like. Just the fact of getting on the mat and just moving your body however you feel you need to. Or if you have a teacher, that's also nice. But not everybody has a teacher, so um, yeah, I think the greatest gift is to learn how to have your own practice, and then you can just listen to your body, and that's really, yeah, a blessing for sure.
True, true, true. And
Mm.
so, do you still practice and teach yoga to the people in Spain?
So I haven't been teaching actually because I've been like kind of honing in my own practice, like working on my own practice. I still feel like I'm in that process, but I'm hoping that in December I would like to start doing online classes. I was teaching online classes for people in the US before. Um, yeah, I just feel like I really have to give all of my yoga energy to myself, like I have to really
Great,
work
great.
on my own practice.
Yeah,
So yeah.
sure. Even I'm a teacher, I myself teach to the students in
Mhm.
communication skills. So by now you'd have understood that I at least hold a decent amount of communication skills.
Yes, definitely
So
you do. And your English is incredible, like perfect, honestly.
thank you. Thanks a lot for your comments.
Mhm. Yeah.
No, I really admire that you are spreading the word of something that India owned, and you're spreading the word across
Mhm.
the world. I really appreciate and thanks a lot for it. It was wonderful to talk to you. I
Yeah,
really, appreciate and I loved the chat and discussion.
yeah, it's been super nice for me. I feel very energized now, so thank you for that. Okay,
Thanks,
well,
thanks a lot.
hope you have a lovely rest of your day and hope to talk to you soon.
Yep, too. You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
Welcome to VSPEAK. We help you master communication skills so that you get the professional, social, and financial growth that you deserve. Are you an employee who is stuck in the same position for several years just because you're not fluent in English? Are you someone who finds it difficult to host meetings or express ideas to teammates or clients? Are you an entrepreneur, self-employed, shop owner, or homemaker who gets afraid to talk to strangers or clients in English? Do you find it difficult to convey your message clearly to others? Do you feel shy in front of other people just because you can't speak English? Are you a college student who's going to face campus placement or job interviews? If yes, then you're in the right place. Our personal trainers, Let's Talk sessions, workshops, contests, mock interviews, and group spoken English classes will help you excel in your career. Join VSpeak to elevate your personality, career, and earnings.